When you think of rare or expensive GameCube games, you probably think of titles such as Cubivore, Pokemon Box, Gotcha Force, Disney Sports Basketball, or even the elusive Double Packs. But what if I told you there was a GameCube game far more rare and valuable that nobody ever mentions? We're talking only 250 copies ever made. Today I'll tell you the legendary tale of Animal Crossing's Forgotten Beta Contest, or as it's better known, the Animal Crossing Pioneer Program. I'll be going over the origins of this disc, major differences that very few seem to know about, and finally how I actually managed to add this extremely rare piece of GameCube history to my collection for the third time. And fair warning, the story might actually make you tear up a little bit. So you're probably wondering, what is the Animal Crossing Pioneer Program? Well, on August 7th, 2002, before Animal Crossing even came out in America, Nintendo announced a contest in which 250 winners, consisting of 125 teams of 2, could win early beta access copies of the game over a month before anybody else could play it. The rules were simple. In 50 words or less, explain why you should be chosen as an Animal Crossing pioneer. But 50 words wasn't a lot, so many entrants opted to write clever poems, songs, haikus, stuff like that. Winners were also given access to a top secret online forum that only Animal Crossing pioneers could log into. Here they could talk about the game, share feedback, and even have a live chat with a few members of the game's localization team. It was super cool. Two examples of actual winning entries in the forms of haikus can be seen right here. 24/7, 365, or 6 per year. Animal Crossing. If can't pioneer, Mario would stay in cube. Legs would atrophy. And the second entry reads, Night and day system, it sounds promising to me, acting as if real. And when connected to my small Game Boy Advance, possibilities. An early copy of Animal Crossing was not all you'd receive for winning this weird contest though. In total, winners would end up being sent early beta copies of the game, a congratulatory letter, and a super cool 2002/2003 calendar that has some beautiful artwork inside. And keep watching, because we're going to take a detailed look inside that thing soon. The way in which the prizes were sent out though was kinda strange. Apparently just the disc was sent out first, coming in a simple plastic CD case. And then a whole month later, Nintendo sent out the actual retail case and calendar to go with it. Why it didn't all just come together in the first place is beyond me. Maybe it wasn't finalized yet. There is also a quote-unquote second letter, but it isn't really part of the set per se. From reading it, it seems like it was the cover letter of the packet you had to send back to Nintendo to enter the contest in the first place. Super cool piece though, and I wish I had it. So, we know this thing is scarce and nearly impossible to find, but what is it worth? Well, disc-only copies have sold for upwards of $3,000. That's just the disc. A complete set, on the other hand, with the calendar and letter can fetch upwards of $5,000. It's ridiculous. While doing research for this video, I stumbled across a handful of somewhat recent sold listings for this thing. Some were disc-only, some were missing the manual, and many were missing the calendar and the letter. This thing is hard to find, much less complete. But there's a bit of a problem here. It pretty much only makes sense to buy this thing when it's complete, and that's because piecing together an incomplete set is nearly impossible. On that note, let's talk about how to check whether or not your copy is a pioneer. Who knows, you could have a lucky copy sitting around without even knowing it. Let me show you guys the three main differences between retail and pioneer copies. The first, being the most obvious, is the not for resale stamp on the front of the disc. This one's pretty hard to miss, but it's the only way to differentiate the discs because the games are byte for byte identical. That's right, they changed literally nothing between the pioneer and retail copies of the game. The next two differences both have to do with the game's manual. Some people, unfortunately, have assumed that they can buy incomplete pioneer copies missing the manual and simply throw a retail manual in there and call it a day. Well, despite popular belief, the manuals are actually different. The first difference is barcode versus no barcode. On the rare Pioneer manual, no barcode. On the retail manual, there's a barcode on the bottom right corner. It's a small difference, but it's a difference. The next difference is a bit of a weird one. I have no idea why they even made this change in the first place. If you go ahead and flip to page 12, you can see this little villager. The rare Pioneer manual has this red villager, but the retail manual has an entirely different villager altogether. He's yellow with the paw print shirt. The fact that this is pretty much the only thing they ever changed is Pretty funny, honestly. Seems kinda unnecessary, but hey, maybe they just weren't rocking with the red shirt villager. Sorry, bro. Now, I don't want to see any more people buying incomplete Pioneer copies. You need the original manual. Don't forget now, page 12, check for that villager. And to the handful of people watching this that just realized they had the wrong manual, I'm sorry. Now that we got the differences out of the way, let's actually go through the set and check it out in detail. I'm not sure if this stuff has ever been properly documented in video form like this, so I'm pretty excited to show it to you guys. First off, let's take a look at this nifty little thank you letter. This is arguably the hardest piece of the set to find because let's be real, who's gonna keep something like this? I'd imagine winners were much more excited to play an unreleased game over a month early. This letter was probably thrown away immediately. It reads, "Mark your calendar. We're certain that you've had ample time to establish yourself as an upstanding citizen in your Animal Crossing community. Perhaps you've even caught an arowana or piranha, fetched a tiger butterfly in mid-flight, or even unearthed a T-Rex fossil. As part of the Animal Crossing Pioneer program, you received an Animal Crossing game. This beta version is very close to the final game, and memory cards from this game are compatible with the retail version. Nintendo is pleased to allow you to keep this limited edition game, the retail hard case, plus this exclusive calendar that will help you keep track of important dates and events in both the real world and the world of Animal Crossing. This way you can keep playing your game for the next 30 years and still have proof that you were a pioneer in the world of Animal Crossing." Next, we've got the game itself. The case is identical to the retail release, and the discs are byte for byte identical, with the only difference being the not for resale stamp on the front. The manual's also mostly the same, minus the two key differences I pointed out earlier. Now finally, we've arrived at my favorite part, the 2002-2003 calendar. This thing is beautiful, so let's check out the artwork and some of the unique holidays they have listed in it. Starting off, we have September 2002, we got this really nice museum scene featuring Blathers and a girl reading a book. Next up, we got October. We got the Able sisters, Sable and... what? Mabel? They are making some shirts for the villagers to wear. We got November 2002. This actually features some of the nicest N64 Dobutsu no Mori artwork. I was pretty sure this artwork was exclusive to the Japanese game, but I guess they ended up using it somewhere in America. Here we've got one of my favorites in the entire calendar. We got the December 2002 artwork. This is a splendid Christmas scene. We got a couple of villagers with some presents stacked up. We got a nicely decorated Christmas tree in the center, and of course, we've got Jingle, giving gifts to the villagers. Here we got January 2003. We have a nice, serene, snowy scene. Everybody hanging out in the snow for some reason. It's probably pretty cold out there, but they're hanging out, they're having a good time, they're playing some music, and they're living life. Next, we got February 2003. The weather has cleared up. We got beautiful cloudy skies, and the Able sisters is open for business. Next, we got March 2003. We got the boys, Copper and Booker. Looks like there is a crook on the loose. If you guys have seen this guy, let me know. Quite frankly, it looks like Tom Nook, and you know, he is a bit of a crook, so. Next, we've got April 2003. We have a breathtaking cherry blossom scene going on here. KK Slider serenading the entire town. Honestly, I wish I was there. May 2003. We got the classic post office artwork. We got that BITCH up there on the ceiling. Pelly, Phyllis, Pete chilling at the post office. Another day, another dollar. Also, a funny thing, they have E3 listed down here. From May 14th to May 16th. They actually got the Electronic Entertainment Expo listed in this calendar. RIP E3. Next, we got June 2003. This is just, there's a lot going on here actually. We got the villagers hanging out in the forest. We got Porter on his train. KK Slider up here and Cap'n in his boat. July 2003. We got the island artwork here. This is some of my favorite OG Animal Crossing artwork. I don't know what it is. I just love the simple style of it. This is a charm that Animal Crossing has failed to reclaim in later games, which is unfortunate, but you know what? We have a calendar full of it here, and we can look at it whenever we please. August 2003. Again, KK Slider is the center of attention. We've got Gracie with him, and we've even got Tortimer and Gulliver making a rare appearance. September 2003. This is an artwork you guys have seen time and time again. This is the box art for the American GameCube game. October 2003. KK Slider got the ladies flocking to him left and right. Oh my goodness. November 2003. Winter is returning. Tom Nook looks like he's stressing a little bit, preparing Nook's cranny for the winter season. You got this, Tom. Don't worry, bro. And finally, December 2003, the last page in the calendar, and this is a, quite frankly, stunning piece of art. We got a nice little Christmas wreath frame a Santa outfit on the female villager, and Jingle himself. I think this is actually the artwork they use on one of the plush tags. But yeah, that is the entire calendar. On the last page here, we've got KK Slider just chilling in this green foliage. And there you have it, folks, the 2002-2003 calendar. This thing is a work of art, and there's only 250 of them ever created. Who knows how many still exist to this day. Looking back, the Animal Crossing Pioneer program was a super creative GameCube marketing campaign. And this set is easily one of the most special pieces in my entire collection. I used to have not one, but two of these sets way back in 2016. But for some stupid reason, I sold my entire Animal Crossing collection, including the two Pioneer sets. The worst part is, one of them went for like $150. Now they're worth like $5,000. Yeah, it still hurts to think about. That's why being able to finally reacquire this piece means the world to me. This time, I'm never letting it go. But there's one more thing. I forgot to mention how I even found this Pioneer set in the first place. It's pretty heartwarming. I got mine from a guy who actually had two sets himself. He inherited them from dear family members of his who have sadly since passed. Incredibly enough, both of their names are on this list of documented Pioneer program winners. The two of them were a team and actually won this contest themselves all the way back in 2002. It feels amazing to give something a home that was once cherished in the same way by somebody else. It's incredible to imagine them living on through something as small as Animal Crossing, a game about forming connections, friendships, relationships, and memories in places you might never expect. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.